The referee is Craig Ochoa. The ump, and also 26, Don Carlson. This is Constantino.
Wildcat defenders, that's number 33, Mike Constantino on the return. So Naperville North will set up shop on this first offensive possession of the game on their own 28-yard line. Give them a return of about 13 yards on that play.
And Saletti got great starting position here for the Huskies, starting at his own 28. He can let this thing fly. They set up in a one-back formation.
That's the double wing. Constantino in motion. The handoff to the near side. And just getting past the line of scrimmage, jumps past the 30 to the 33-yard line. That's Corey McEwen on the carry. Gain of about 5 on the play.
And that was Mark Hopkins making the stop behind the line of scrimmage. But he wasn't able to wrap him up and bring him down. He made the initial hit and slowed him down.
McEwen's a big guy in that backfield. 6'2", 195 pounds. He plays linebacker, so he knows how to make a hit and take a hit. Double wing formation for the Huskies. Sleddy under center. Man in motion is again McEwen. He gets the handoff past the 35 to the 40, 45. Good block there. This is the 45, 40, 45.
Corey McEwen is loose. He's caught from behind. Number 11 grabbed him.
Corey McEwen. And a great job by Dave Baker to keep up with it and bring it down at the 4-yard line. What a huge run for the Huskies, opening up this game on the second
The
play
line
of
of scrimmage is the
taking it down about
4-yard
7
line.
yards.
As you said, a wonderful job by the defensive back there to drag him down, because it looked like McEwen was going to be gone down the near sideline here.
4-yard run.
So the Huskies have the ball on their own 4-yard line, first and goal here as the game just underway here at Naperville North. That's Constantino in motion, and the give is to Constantino.
Within a 4 yards out.
7 on the clock. The Huskies run down the field on this Wildcats defense and put it in the end zone. 6-0 Huskies on a Constantino 4-yard touchdown.
53 seconds, 3 plays later, Naperville North is on the board. 6-0, the extra point upcoming here. Wow, West Chicago's going to have a quick answer here, Scott. Otherwise, they'll find themselves in some deep trouble.
Number 32, Nick Kostakis.
Nick Kostakis for the extra point. With Rob
Trying to make this
Sleddy
game
holding.
7-0.
The 5'9" senior kicker.
High snap, but the kick is up and good.
It's good.
So a touch.
Nick Kostakis the kick. Taken at the 5-yard line. Number 8 is your ball carrier. That's Lon Butke.
Lon Butke returning that kick for the Wildcats. Didn't look like he was going anywhere through that line of the special teams of the Huskies. Huskies coming out, adrenaline pumping with that very emotional candlelight service we had before the game. Each team, each player standing out, extending from the 50-yard line, going both ways on the field with candles in their hand in remembrance of the terrible acts that happened on Tuesday.
And a wonderful job by the band here at Naperville North, rendition of God Bless America and the national anthem. Crowd erupted into cheers after that. A wonderful job by Naperville North, entire school this week, or today, from Naperville North. There's the handoff to Corey Coleman around the left side. Gets past the 30-yard line. Taken down at about the 31.
Kind of a cool night. What a great night for football it is, Scott. We're getting into football weather.
When you can put on a sweater and feel comfortable and everything's okay, that's nice. That's football weather. That's the way we got it tonight. Slight breeze blowing, not as badly as it was earlier in the game. Or excuse me, earlier in the day. Game's only a minute old. West Chicago with 4 wide receivers. Jared Hall behind the center, and the handoff once again up the middle.
It's not going to go anywhere on 2nd and 5. May have gotten 1, which could bring up 3rd and 4. And I think, this is where Hall's going to have to air it up a little bit. You've got 3rd down, and as Husky defense seems to be funneling in towards the middle on the run. They seem to be picking up with all those linebackers that are returning. Got a bunch of seniors, big linebackers out there for the Huskies, just reading the run. So maybe it's time for Jared to put the ball up down the sideline and see what can happen.
3rd and 3 at their own 33-yard line for West Chicago. 4 wide receivers once again for the Wildcats. That's a pass to the far side of the field. Has his man and a first down.
Is caught.
And like I said, Jared Hall airing it out. Quick little run to the tight end there. Number 6, I see his name. That's Tony Zampano. And he's definitely the go-to guy. One of Hall's very favorite receivers. Seems to put his eyes right on him first. If he's covered, he'll look somewhere else. Definitely the #1 man.
Zampano and Hall have been together for a while now. Both juniors now played on the sophomore team last year. It's number 84, Jim O'Hara, the wide receiver to the near side. There's the snap and the handoff up the middle to Coleman. He breaks to the outside, past the 44. About the 46-yard line, where he's taken down by 3 Huskies.
He cuts his back.
Gain of 6 on the play.
And it looked like Greg Perry made the initial hit. But wow, what a hit from Greg Perry. Just loaded his shoulder pads right into Coleman's chest. Coleman stood on his feet until 2 other Huskies were able to come assist on the tackle. And it brings up 2nd down and 4 on the Wildcats' own 46-yard line. 9 minutes remaining here in the first quarter of play. Huskies with the early 7-0 lead. It took them 53 seconds to get that touchdown.
Joe Klingberg and Corey Coleman to the near side. 2 receivers to the far side as well. 1 in the backfield. Hall back to pass. Going deep down the far sidelines, but overshoots his man by about 3 yards. Intended receiver Tony Zampano. So it'll make it 3rd and 4 at the 46-yard line.
A pass from a junior that sails 3 yards in front of your receiver. The receiver needs to get on his horse and go get that. That was a perfectly placed ball from Jared Hall. Looked like he may have rushed it a little bit, but I believe that could have been a catchable ball. Unfortunately, it was incomplete, and it brings up 3rd down and 4.
Hall, a left-hander, the 3rd time this season we've seen a left-handed quarterback.
It seems to be the trend. Everybody wants to be Steve Young, and
not Cade McNown.
Not Cade McNown. You don't want to go in that direction.
Zampano once again to the far side of the field. 4 wide receivers. Number 42, Wyatt Schuler, the lone man in the backfield. Ball back to pass, looking again to the far side of the field. It's tipped in the air and falls to the ground. Nearly intercepted by number 44, David Choi. The Huskies defense stands here, forcing a 4th and 4. The punting team coming on for West Chicago.
Once again, Hall looking for Zampano, going right over the middle, except the Huskies read it. There were 3 defenders right over there. Jared tried to force that ball in there. Not a smart choice. He's lucky he didn't get that one picked off. Brings up 4th down, and the Wildcats are opting to punt. 2 men deep for the Huskies.
That's Jim Yesnick and Don Carlson back deep for the Huskies. As the Wildcats in punt formation at their own 46, there's the snap. The kick is off a high. It'll be a very, very short punt. Dropping down to the 43-yard line, taking a Wildcat bounce past the 40.
Looks to me as though David Choi might have gotten a piece of it as he hit the kicker, and there was no flag on the play, and the referee made a deflection symbol. The punt goes about 15 yards. Once again, wonderful starting position for the Huskies. And Saletti, once again, is going to have a great opportunity starting on his own 36-yard line. This game's really moving, Scott. You know, you find at the professional levels, you take a timeout every time, and you hear commercials. High school football's the best. They just get all back on the field.
It's like college radio itself. There's no commercial. 3 wide receivers for the Huskies, and Saletti will throw the ball to the near side. Caught past the 40 to the 50-yard line. 40, 35. The touchdown.
It's a touchdown. There's a penalty flag.
For an offensive penalty, it looks like it will, but for the moment, Steve Sarm has gotten into the end zone.
It might be an illegal block to the back right in front of the coach of the Huskies. Not happy at all, but Steve Sarm making a great split move, stepping 1 step to the right, back to the left, running all the way down the sideline. Got in, and we actually have holding against the Huskies.
It's going to come back. The Huskies.
A couple of nice blocks made by the Huskies, but at least one of them illegal.
And I tell you, Scott, that's not a good sign for the Wildcats. Back-to-back plays, both of them ended up in the end zone. This one, unfortunately for West Chicago, is not going to count. They're going to bring it back, but really, I think that Saletti's got the Wildcats back on their heels rather than up on their toes. It almost seems as though West Chicago is a little bit shell-shocked.
This is what happened when we saw the Huskies play St. Charles. They very much confused the St. Charles defense with their formations, and again, the double wing, never really knowing where that ball's going to go. It'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, so the Huskies still gain yardage. They're up to the 44-yard line of the Wildcats, so in Wildcat territory here as Sleddy breaks the huddle. 2 wide receivers, double wing formation for the Huskies. Sleddy back behind center. Man in motion. And the give goes to Sarm up the middle, but he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. A wonderful hit there by number 43. That's Peter Maslowskis, one of the leaders, the linebackers on this Wildcat team.
And that was one of the things that the coach of the Wildcats had said, Bob Stone, you have to watch out for my two linebackers. They are seniors. They know what they're doing. They've been in the system. They're second-year starters, and they will eat you up if they read that run coming through the middle, as we saw right there.
Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and 11 for the Huskies. Double wing, the give there to Sarm once again, past the near sidelines, past the 45, the original line of scrimmage, and gets up to about the 41-yard line. Give him a gain of 4 on the play.
And Dan Kaler with the tackle, and he took a mean stiff arm on that play, was still able to control it and bring him down. As that was a good run there from Mike Rooney.
It's going to be 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6 now for the Huskies. They'll have the ball on the Wildcat 41-yard line. 7:17 left to go in the first quarter of play. Huskies lead 7-0. Two wide receivers. Jeff Powell to the far side for the Huskies. That's Sarm in motion. Constantino in motion. Sleddy back to pass. Takes about a 7-step drop. Lofts it over the middle, but just out of reach of the intended receiver, Steve Sarm. An incomplete pass. So that will force 4th down for the Huskies. 4th and 6 from the 41-yard line of the Wildcats.
And how big that holding penalty was for the Huskies. They could have been in the end zone and been up by 14 points. Regarding they made the extra point, maybe 13 points, but as it is, it's still 7-0, 4th down and 6 yards to go on the Wildcats 41, and it doesn't look like the Huskies are going to go for it as they've set up the special teams punt formation.
A wonderful recovery by the Wildcats defense in that possession as well. Tony Zampano back deep for the Wildcats as the Huskies in punt formation. A high snap, but he gets it and now lofts one to the near sideline. Looking for it, drops at about the 17-yard line, bounces to the 15-yard
line. First down.
So we'll give him a 27-yard kick.
It's a
27-yard punt, no return for the Wildcats as it bounced out of bounds. So it's 6:53 on the clock. West Chicago will take possession of the ball. Down 7 points, but it could be worse.
Well, I tell you, Scott, we saw an exciting sophomore game, the game that comes on before the varsity game between West Chicago and Naperville North. And late in the 4th quarter, North was trailing 7-0. It scored a touchdown with 2 minutes to go, went for 2, converted, and the Huskies pulled off an amazing sophomore victory. You love to see the young ones coming through the system, pulling tricks off like that as both teams have stepped back on the field. Huskies on defense now, Wildcats on offense.
There's the handoff on the play for West Chicago to number 34. That's Morris Barber. Barber gets to the 20-yard line going off tackle. So a gain of 5 on the play. So it's up 2nd and 5 at the 20-yard line.
Line of scrimmage is the 20.
A lot of people are out here. No parking anywhere as we see people still filing into Naperville North High School. Once again, located on the corner of Mill Street and Ogden Avenue, Route 34 in Naperville. Come on out, DVC action. Doesn't get any better than this. No other sports going on this weekend. Come watch some high school football. It's very enjoyable.
Wonderful Friday night DVC action here on FM 89. Handoff again to Barber, who
34 Morris Barber once again straight ahead.
Huskies defense there, not
this time for a yard.
Corey McEwen, the linebacker slash running back in on the tackle, plays both positions equally well. Just a standout linebacker for these Huskies.
Well, I'm just very impressed with the size of these Naperville North Husky defensive linemen and the linebackers. They're just big boys. They read that rush coming right through the middle. They're all over you, and I tell you, I wouldn't want to be in there. I'm 6'4", 210 pounds. I don't want to be in there.
I'll also elect not to play. 6 foot 170. I'll stay out. West Chicago's 3rd and 4. And that's a rollout. But
quarterback sack 14 is brought down. Adam Nicholas got him, number 90. Jared Hall, the quarterback.
Adam Nicholas, the
sack back at the 10-yard line. That is an 11-yard loss.
That was fantastic. It didn't look like he was actually going to bring him down. Wrapped up.
It's going to
Jared
be 4th and 15 from the
jersey.
10.
Actually yanked him backwards on the throwing arm, and Hall tried to fight himself out of it. Couldn't do it and wound up with about a 5-yard loss. 4th and 15 from their own 10-yard line. Gonna need a big punt this time.
Derek Boersma's back for the Wildcats in punt formation. He takes the snap and gets off. A nice punt. That'll drop into the 42, where it's taken by the Naperville North returner and gets a new
ball is taken at the 41-yard line.
Play.
The run back
Number
is
33, Peter Malaskis once again making another tackle. His name, third time we've heard it tonight, left his feet on that tackle and just pounded him.
Jim Yesnick, the guy on the receiving end of the blow, returned the ball from about the 42 to the 34-yard line. So 8-yard run back on that punt. The Huskies again with wonderful field position on this play. 4:38 left to go in the first quarter. Huskies up 7-0. Double wing formation. Constantino in motion. Slutty keeps it. And that's the pass out to Steve Sarm. Brings a pass at 30-yard line out to the 25. That's the play. The touchdown was just moments ago, John.
That it was. And what a great fake. Two faked handoffs by Saletti. Both of the linebackers took up each one of the running backs. Lee Saletti wide open for the pass protection. He had all day back there. It looked like he could have taken a sack, but he hides that football so well in his hand. He's able to control it, roll out to the left side, and find a man running down the sideline. Second down and one on West Chicago 25-yard line.
Mike Roney on the near side. The handoff there to McEwen. He bowls his way. I mean to say, past the 25-yard line, picking up only about a yard on the play.
About a half a yard.
About a half a yard, I believe. Third down in inches.
He will be just short of the first down. The mark at the 25-yard line needs to get to about the 24.5.
Well, you might see Saletti just take a keeper on this one and just try to plow behind his big lineman.
Probably right over Marty Fornelli, the big man on there.
Fornelli, a humongous center for this Naperville North football team.
Constantino in motion. Slutty keeps it and looking to pass over the middle.
Incomplete at the goal line. And a diving try.
Sidearm sling.
That's number 80. Go for it, Kyle Morgan.
Kyle Morgan, a wonderful dive on the play. Almost able to reel that ball in. He would have been in the end zone for a touchdown, but the pass just goes right through his arms. A tough catch and not made. So it sets up a 4th and inches for Naperville North, perhaps knowing they go for it on 4th down, looking to take a chance on 3rd down. As they will not kick there, they'll go for it. Two wide receivers, double wing, and Slutty's back behind center. McEwen in motion, and the handoff goes to, let's see, it's Sarm who gets the first down.
Steve Sarm
to about the 13-yard line.
To the 16-yard line for a 9-yard gain and a first down.
Big running back. And he's actually able just to bounce outside. Steve Sarm, number 31 for the Huskies, just bounced out to his left, was able to find a little hole, pick up about a gain of 8 yards. First down and 10 from the Wildcats 16-yard line. 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter of play, 7-0 already. Huskies about to make it more.
Slutty behind center. That's Constantino in motion. Will keep it himself. Slutty does and brings it past the 10-yard line.
Slutty with a quarterback keeper.
At the 8-yard line. Looks like
he gets to the 9-yard line. 7 yards.
Gets it down to the 9-yard line. Gain of 7 for Slutty on the quarterback keeper.
That is Peter
I'll tell you, that takes guts to run right at a linebacker, lower your shoulder when you're the quarterback, and actually knock him down. Slutty not afraid to take a hit, as we saw on that play, and the quarterback keeper pushing it up, a gain of 7 yards on the play. Second down and 3 from the 9-yard line.
Slutty 5'11", 190-pound senior. Handoff this time goes to Constantino, who breaks it outside and spun around on the tackle. Looks like he'll be very close to the first down on that play.
He's hit hard.
We'll see where it's spotted.
But his gain is to the 6, and he's got 3 yards.
Josh Kutelik of the Wildcats made the tackle. He's still down on the field. He tried to walk off the field, may have a leg injury. It looks like it's going to be his left knee, actually, that he's favoring.
The Wildcats 6-yard line, 2:04 left here in the first quarter of play. Two wide receivers, double wing, the handoff over the middle to Sarm. He takes it and brings it into the end zone.
Steve Sarm, touchdown! 6 yards and a score! Steve Sarm!
Sarm just powered his way up the middle for the touchdown, leaving nobody in his path, just knocking bodies over, gets himself into the end zone, puts the Huskies up now 13-0, 1:56 remaining in the first quarter, as the extra point try is upcoming here.
Nick Kostakis the kick with Rob Slutty holding.
This is going to be kicking the extra point here for the Huskies, trying to make it 14-0.
Kostakis with the kicks, splits the upright.
And it's good!
Moving the score to 14 to nothing.
Kostakis kicks it. There's a penalty. Ball goes out of bounds at about the 36. That penalty is declined by the Wildcats, and they'll take that ball at the 36-yard line, first down.
"24-hour radio voice of North Central College. We are at Naperville North High School. Scott Bertram, I am John Ellison.
Jim O'Hara on the near side wide receiver. The handoff there goes to Corey Coleman, who moves the pile up through the middle to about the 40-yard
running
line.
by Morris Barber, 34.
Excuse me, Morris Barber on the carry. I'm sorry.
He moves the ball
And
near the
he'll get up to the
41
40-yard line, making it second and six from their own 40-yard line.
The tacklers
Morris
were
Barber, the running back,
Richard Davis,
is
and
5'10",
4,
190 pounds. He also plays defensive back when needed on the defensive end.
Jared Hall brings the play in from the sideline. 6'2", 175-pound junior quarterback. Two wide receivers for the Wildcats. That's Corey Coleman in motion. Play action to him. Hall looks to the far side. Has a man streaking over the middle. Misses the outstretched hands of the Huskies defender. That's number
Steve Sarm.
Steve Sarm playing defensive back. The starting running back of the Huskies.
I had to do a double take. I wasn't sure if that was Steve Sarm out there, but it was. He almost made an interception after scoring that touchdown.
Score a touchdown, come back and make an interception. You make a name for yourself, but he just barely missed that one.
Hall was looking deep down the middle to about the 30-yard line, but overshot his man again. And Sarm almost came down with the interception. As it is, an incomplete pass. That'll move it to 3rd down and 6. A minute 12 left to go in the first. The ball on the 41-yard line.
Is the big number 65 for the Wildcats. That is Paul Elson. He's a house.
4 wide receivers. Charles Cloutier on the near side. Hall back to pass. He scrambles out to the left side. Looks for his man about the 50, but incomplete pass. The ball bouncing before it got to Tony Zampano, the intended receiver. So the Husky defense once again forces a 4th down for the Wildcats, and the Huskies linebackers doing a job defending against those mid-range passes over the middle.
Jared Hall running on that play, didn't set himself to throw, didn't take a step forward, kind of short-armed the ball, and you can tell that he's intimidated. Only the junior status here from the quarterback of the Wildcats is getting a little intimidated by the number 1 ranking by the Herald, Naperville North Husky defense, as he's been rushed on every throw, and he sees that the running game isn't going anywhere.
The punter for the Wildcats.
Yesnick and Carlson back deep for the Huskies. That's number 23. That would be Derek Boersma back to kick for the Wildcats. He's at his own 30-yard line. There's the snap. The punt is off. It's twirling towards the near sideline, where it's taken at the 33-yard line and brought down there. He stands. That was Don Carlson on the return for the Huskies.
Will be underway at the 34-yard line.
34 and was brought down there. So the Huskies take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Well, you can't say that the Wildcats haven't had their opportunities, as there's been 2 balls lofted up off of the hands of Jared Hall, just out of the reach of a wide receiver. One of them almost picked off by the starting running back, once again, Steve Sarm, but they've had their opportunities, just can't convert, and they keep punting the ball away.
Double wing Constantino in motion. The give to McEwen, pushes his way past the 35-yard line, gets up to the 37.
37-yard line for a
gain of about 3 yards on the play.
Almost looked like the Wildcats fell back into a nickel defense on that one. Not sure exactly what the Huskies are going to come with anymore, as they're back on their heels. The Wildcats are. Their defense not able to hold up against this strong Husky offense, find themselves down 14-0 Huskies in full control of this game so far here through the first quarter. Just under 30 seconds remaining.
Slutty ducks under center, takes the snap, drops back to pass, has a lot of time, finds his man over the middle. That looks to be Gordon McEwen,
for first down yardage.
45-yard line.
It'll be a first down at the 47-yard line.
And Powell came right over the middle and got hit right in number 6.
The receiver,
fantastic throw.
6, Jeff Powell.
This isn't good for us. There are 2 receivers at number 6 and
The tackler, number 11.
It's tough if you don't see it. It's kind of an orange blur.
That was Jeff Powell on the catch, we decided there. He brought it actually up to the 47-yard line. His forward progress got up to there. So 1st and 10 for the Huskies there. And they're going to play out before the end of the first quarter. The handoff up the middle to Steve Sarm. Breaks the pass to 45, 40, up to the 35. Breaks a couple tackles.
Steve Sarm breaks through tacklers. He's into Wildcat territory as the first quarter ends. It'll be a first down for the Huskies when play resumes at the 30-yard line.
West Chicago's 30-yard line.
That was a 23-yard run.
That he did.
Sarm still off to an excellent start here. He's the back behind Slutty, and the handoff will be pitched to Constantino, who's coming across in motion. He's not going to get very far. Pulled down by number 43, Peter Myslauskis, and gets up to only about, they'll give him the 28-yard line, it looks like. So a gain of 2 makes it 2nd and 8 for the Huskies.
It is homecoming Friday night here at Naperville North High School. With the signs, "Let the feast begin," everywhere around the stadium. Everybody prepared, everybody psyched up here on this Friday night for the DVC game of the week. We thank you for joining us.
This is the Huskies' last home game proper here. They do have one more home game, but it will be at North Central College against the Redhawks. Give there to McEwen, shakes his way past the 25 and bounds to the 21-yard line. That will be just short of the first down, it appears, as McEwen started over center, shook his way past the 25. You know it's about 5 yards on the play.
Excuse me, Scott. You know it's a big game when you see the Professor Brad Palmer from ABC standing on the field with in front of the camera out there. This is a huge game.
Palmer interviewing Naperville North students before the game. We'll be seeing highlights later on the news. 3 wide receivers for the Huskies. The give is up the middle. And the running back gets to about the 17-yard line, looking for a number. That'll be Steve Sarm on the carry. And that'll be enough for the first down, so the Huskies get a fresh set of downs as Sarm takes them down to the 16-yard line. So once again, the Huskies knocking on the Wildcats' door.
You're exactly right, and I don't know. I think that Saletti should probably air this one up. Probably look to the corner of the end zone for a sure thing touchdown, but why give up the running game, although, because that seems to be working very well.
Constantino in motion. That one looks like he's going to keep it. A 16-yard touchdown run by Rob Slutty, and the Huskies are up 20-0.
And Slutty, the senior leader of this team, the quarterback, they ran the option coming to the right side. He had a running back right behind him, didn't need him. Takes it 16 yards, high stepping into the end zone. Huskies now up 20-0 on top of West Chicago with 10:25 remaining in the first half.
And Shields, number 63, the offensive lineman for the Huskies, shaking up a bit on the play. He's chopped off under his own power, though.
He's tough. He's getting assistance over there on the bench as he is limping a little bit, but he's going to be a trooper. We'll probably see him re-enter the game.
Kostakis back for the extra point. The snap there, the hold down. He splits the uprights.
And it's good.
Extra point is good. The Naperville North Huskies open the second. Another one up on the board. The commanding lead, 21-0. Stick back to get his line. Yuki. He takes it at his own 10-yard line and fouls the wedge up through the 25 past the 30-yard line. Brings it up to the 31. To a 21-yard run back for
He brings it all the way
Yuki
back
on
to
that
the
play,
30-yard
and that's
line
where
for a
Wildcats
20-yard
will
run
begin.
back.
Well, that touchdown, the last touchdown for the Huskies, took 1 minute and 35 seconds. You think that's quick? They opened the game up with a 53-second, 3-play touchdown drive. Huskies in 100% control of this football game in the first half. Still a lot of football left to go. 10-18 remaining in the first half. Wildcats with the possession on their own 30-yard line.
The handoff up the middle looks like that's to Morris Barber, but he doesn't get anywhere. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage by this Naperville Central defense.
For the Huskies,
Naperville North.
What did I say?
Central.
The ball carrier.
I obviously didn't mean that.
Yeah, but obviously, I just
Skyler to the 31 for
got a razzle-dazzle you a little bit.
2nd and 9.
This is Naperville North.
Last time I checked. Let the feast begin is what everybody's wearing. Everybody's saying homecoming weekend here at the high school. Everybody all dressed up. Had a couple people get asked to the homecoming dance before the game.
Back to pass is Hall. Finds his man, Zampano over the middle. He breaks a couple tackles past the 50. Shakes one loose to the 35. He's brought down from behind the 30-yard line. A flag is down the play back at the 32. We'll see what that's about.
There's a penalty flag down.
Hall and
Zampano with a reception, a nice run.
Zampano takes
into
the ball
Husky
to the north
territory,
30-yard
all the
line.
way
We'll
to
see
the
what the flag goes about on this play.
I would think it would have to be holding into place coming back. It seems as though the referees are still standing on that side of the football field. And it's actually going to be a delay of game.
Illegal man downfield.
Illegal man downfield. That'd be a delay of game. That's a legal man downfield. That was the sign he gave. Okay, we're with it now. Either way, it is a penalty against the Wildcats, and it's going to push them back. As we said earlier, that Hall was going to try to hook up with Zampano, I guess it would be, and as we saw on that play, they hooked up, and Tony can really run as he turned on his jets. So unfortunately, it didn't count.
Back to the 26-yard line.
That'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. No, I'm sorry, it's just a 5-yard. See, I'm thinking, you got me thinking
I
holding.
got you thinking all sorts
You said
of
delay
things.
a game. I'm thinking holding, and now it's just an illegal man downfield. So it's a 5-yard penalty. Wildcats backed up to their 26-yard line. Now they'll have it 2nd and 15.
But that's what kind of game this has been so far in the first half, Scott. Everything that the Wildcats seem to be having a little bit of momentum gets called back. They get pushed backward, 2nd and 15 from their own 26.
The handoff there to Corey Coleman, who breaks it to the near side of the field, trying to stretch it out and only gets up to about the 29-yard line. A gain of 3. West Chicago will have the ball 3rd down and just about 12 as we pass 9 minutes to go in this second quarter of play.
Greg Perry, number 4, came up and really tried to strip the ball as he made that tackle, and had he fumbled the football, North could have recovered it very easily as there were 4 men watching Perry make that tackle. And the running game to the left side of this, the right side of the defense, left side of the offense has not been working at all. I think that that Hall will need to switch things up and take it out to the right side, see if he can fuse some of the left DBs.
Zampano to the near side, Cloutier to the far side, and a 3rd wide receiver in there on this play for the Wildcats. Hall tosses the ball to Coleman. And he brings it past the 25, but North's all over him. He breaks a couple tackles and stays in bounds for a while, but won't have enough for the first down. A nice run there by Corey Coleman to evade the tacklers. Brings it up to about the 36-yard line. Still short of the first down by about 5 yards.
Very nifty feet work along that far sideline. Keep himself in bounds, pick up the extra 3-4 yards. As you said, it was not enough. 4th and 7, excuse me, from the 33-yard line. 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Naperville North Huskies all over the West Chicago Wildcats, 21-0. West Chicago going to punt for the 5th time already in the first half.
Carlson deep for the Huskies. Derek Boersma in to kick for the Wildcats, standing at his own 21-yard line. There's the snap, a good one. And the punt is off. A spiraling kick will get just past the 50-yard line and take a bounce where it's touched by the Wildcats at the 45-yard line. So the Huskies take over, once again knocking on West Chicago's possession, or West Chicago's field. They're 5 yards short of the midfield stripe.
Well, almost back-to-back sequences. Last time the Huskies touched the football before the touchdown, right at the end of the first half, they had a huge drive get called back because of a penalty. The Wildcats were able to stop the Huskies, and just on that situation, a penalty gets the Wildcats moved back. They get held, have to punt the football away, and the Huskies get to start on their own 45-yard line.
Cal Morgan out to the near side. Here's Sleddy back to pass, looking deep for Morgan over the middle. Out of his reach. Morgan and Constantino both in the same area where the ball was thrown. Constantino closer, had it on his fingertips, but could not reel it in at his own 12-yard line. So an incomplete pass, but a nice attempt there to break it open on 1st and 10 by the Huskies. They'll have it 2nd and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
Looked like the shoulder pads of Constantino got in the way, couldn't get his arms up high enough to make that catch. hit him right in the fingertips. He almost corraled it. Fell just a little bit in front of him. As it is, but he's second down.
3 wide receivers this time for the Huskies. Slutty gives the ball up the middle. That's to Steve Sarm, who breaks it past the 40, takes it to the 30. He's not going to get caught. 10-5. Touchdown. Steve Sarm, a 54-yard rushing touchdown. 7 down. No one caught him once he was able to burst through the left side of the offensive line. Took it all the way down the far sidelines, and Steve Sarm having himself one heck of a game. Another touchdown there for Sarm. The Huskies go up 27-0.
Steve Sarm, one of the captains of this football team from Naperville North, and he proved why on that run as he split a couple of backs right up along the line of scrimmage. After that, he was gone, moving towards the far corner of the field. Walks into the end zone with his second touchdown of the game.
Kostakis there for the extra point. That play will be blown dead. Probably a little bit of motion on the Huskies side of the ball. We'll see what the referee has to say about that.
It looked to me as though Sarm on the far side actually moved early. And Naperville North trying to motion to the officials that it was offsides. Still no word yet. Naperville North in full control of this game so far.
And will be encroachment on the defense, so the ball gets moved a yard closer. Instead of kicking from the 2, they'll kick it from the 1.
Little chip shot.
Once again, Kostakis back for the kick. Rob Slutty, the quarterback, in. He's the holder.
Just on the about the 11-yard line.
There's the snap, a good one. The kick is down. Kostakis puts it through the upright. So the extra point is good. The Huskies move up on West Chicago 28-0. North and West.
Nick Kostakis. Taken at the 4-yard line. Number 8 is brought down. 81 the tackle.
81
Chris Cahill making the
Cahill just came out of nowhere and put him 2 feet under.
Scrimmage
Wrapped him up. Never even saw him coming at all.
That's a 5-yard run back.
Cahill saw it, lowers his shoulder, wraps him up. Perfectly designed tackle.
That's the second time in the game Butke has been absolutely nailed on one of his returns.
First down and 10 to go for the Wildcats from their own 13-yard line.
2 wide receivers, Charles Cloutier to the near side. That's Zimpano to the far side. The give is to Coleman, who brings it to the near side of the field, past the 20, past the 25, up to the 28-yard line. So a 15-yard gain on the sweep by Campbell. Coleman. And the Wildcats have a first down.
That's a
and Greg Wunderlich, the backup quarterback for the Huskies, is actually taking some warm-up tosses as it is 28-0 right now in favor of North. He may get some action later in this game.
We've seen him do some mop-up duty in the St. Charles game. That was mostly handing the ball off to the talented trio of running backs that the Huskies do employ. We'll see what happens. Might be a little bit early for the backup quarterback to get involved, but
well, the fact that Wunderlich is a freshman, he's up here on the varsity level. I'd love to get him some experience for later years.
Hall puts the ball up the middle. No gain there on the play. Looks like the give was to Morris Barber.
It was a little shovel pass, and that's always dangerous when you throw it right into the line. Wildcats lucky they didn't turn the ball over on that play. Gain of 1 yard.
That was Barber on the carry. He did get 1 to the 29-yard line. Clock continues to run down under 7 minutes. 6:50 to go in the first half of play here at Naperville North. The Huskies with a 28-0 lead. West Chicago with the ball on their own 29-yard line, 2nd and 9. Hall ducks under center, 2 receivers to either side of the field for the Wildcats. Hall back to pass, looks to the near side of the field and does not find his man. Flies, and that'll be a pass interference call on the Huskies.
Jim Yesnick, the defender on that play, the defensive back on the left side of the defense for the Huskies, came up a little too soon.
Intended receiver Joe Klingberg on the play for the Wildcats.
And it looked like Klingberg got a couple hands in the back. The referee standing right behind him. The official throws the flag. So that'll be an first down here for the Wildcats.
Officials now moving the ball up.
Holding against the Huskies.
Call actually holding on the Huskies.
The 40-yard line.
Ball moved up to the 40-yard line.
Defensive holding still. First down here for the Wildcats from their own 40-yard line. They started this drive out 4 plays ago on their own 13.
This is the first time the Wildcats have really moved the ball tonight. Hall back to pass, looking to fade it to the far side. And just out of reach of his intended receiver, he was looking for Jim O'Hara at about the 48-yard line. Near the sidelines, the ball fell harmlessly out of bounds. And so the Wildcats have the ball 2nd and 10 at their own 40.
2nd and 10.
It's a throw like that, though, Scott, that could get your receiver really hurt as the defensive back sees where the ball's going, sees where the receiver's headed. You just come up and blindside him. You don't like to leave the receivers over the middle. You don't like to lob a ball over to the sideline like Hall just lobbed that one.
Zampano to the near side. The handoff there to Coleman, who sweeps it to the near side past the 45. Gets up to about the 49 before he's knocked out of bounds by a trio of Huskies, including the standout linebacker, number 44, David Choi. These linebackers for the Huskies having another excellent game tonight on the Friday night BBC Game of the Week here on WONC Naperville, Chicago.
David Choi, the 215-pound senior linebacker. He's got a good sense of where the plays are going. He's able to pick up the receivers. He puts his arms up to each side, points to the men he thinks the ball is going to, points to which side of the field the ball is going to. And really, that's a lot of knowledge for a senior linebacker.
Zampano near side, Cloutier far side. Hall to give up the middle to number 42. That's Wyatt Schuler. And he will have first down yardage just past the midfield stripe. Brings it to the 49-yard line of the Huskies. And the Wildcats finally enter Naperville North territory.
David Choi made the tackle, 44.
David Choi in on the tackle for the Huskies. The Wildcats have the ball 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Well, Scott, they seem to be moving the ball, but they're really eating the clock up, keeping the little running game. And when you're down by 28 points, you need to get in the end zone. You need to have that big play. And maybe they're just trying to conserve, probably get a score here, run the clock down, and come out in the second half with a new game plan. That may be the plan right now of head coach Bob Stone.
Hall drops back to pass. His wide receiver taken down on the play.
There's an interception, but a penalty flag is thrown. 84 was out there to receive it for the
Pass intended for Jim O'Hara.
It got picked off by Nick Lamplos, but it looks as though pass interference will be the call. And it is pass interference against the Huskies.
And so the interception
that was, looks like number 26, Don Carlson on the coverage. Just kind of took down O'Hara by the ankles after he was able to get past him. An obvious pass interference call by the referees, and that will give the Wildcats even better field position, moving this ball any way possible, this time despite penalties on this drive.
And it also stops the clock, but really that was a heads-up penalty. You never want to say it's a good thing to get a penalty, but he was just completely beat, fell down, made the tackle, was able to pick up the flag, but hopefully the Huskies can pick it up on defense now. 1st down and 10, 5:46 remaining here in the first half of play. Ball on the 35-yard line of the Huskies.
That's a 15-yard pass interference penalty and an automatic first down for the Wildcats, so they will have it 1st and 10 at the 35. That's Zampano on the near side, Cloutier to the far side. Hall ducks behind center. The give there. Morris Barber, he takes it past the defensive line and streaking down the far side of the field.
Number 34 gets through it for a big game.
10-yard line, an excellent play by the Husky defense to bring him down from behind. Otherwise, Barber would have been in the end zone.
Morris Barber nearly breaks loose,
but he broke out to the right side, going to the far corner.
Trips him up.
As the Wildcats going right to left on your radio
it's
dial.
Going to be
first
and goal. Wildcats at the 9-yard line.
Comes down, huge run, takes it all the way down to the 9-yard line. 1st down and goal for the Wildcats. First time they've been this far.
26-yard run by Barber.
25-yard gain for Morris Barber on the play. Hall once again gives the ball here. Looks like it's to Coleman, who's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Coleman.
A loss of 1 on the play makes it 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line for the Wildcats.
Greg Perry, 41.
Greg Perry, tackle for the Huskies.
Line of
the halftime show getting ready.
The 9,
if you're anywhere
no
near Ogden Avenue
2nd and
Middle
goal.
Street, stop on down, catch yourself some great DVC action. West Chicago Wildcats in deep into Naperville North Husky territory. Ball on the 9-yard line, 2nd and 9 now.
Hall behind center takes a snap, lofts one to the near side end zone, and
there's a penalty flag
receiver Tony Zampano.
The pass was intended
some
for
kind of
number
pass
6,
interference.
Tony
That might be on Zampano because he was not looking at the ball, actually was playing the defender, trying to break up the pass. And you have to turn around and look for the ball, whether you're on the offensive or defensive side of the ball.
It will be an interesting call here. It looked like, from my vantage point, the pass interference call could have gone either way on Naperville North or on West Chicago. It's going to be
holding against the Huskies.
Holding against Naperville North, so it is a penalty on the Huskies defense. That'll move them, I believe, half the distance to the goal line.
That it will. Ball should be on the 4-yard line, but I tell you, Scott, I didn't see any holding on that at all. The flag came out right to the corner, right where the ball was thrown. But maybe one of the officials saw something we didn't.
4:45 left to go in the first half of play. The Huskies up on West Chicago 28-0. The West Chicago deep into Naperville North territory. They have the ball 2nd and goal.
4-yard line.
4-yard line. Tony Zampano on the near side. The far side receiver Jim O'Hara. Hall behind center, drops back to pass, looking for a fade to O'Hara. He brings it down. Touchdown.
Wildcats. 84 leaps and makes the grab. Jim O'Hara.
This is his first year on the varsity roster. He's also the kicker. And he brings that ball down in the far corner of the end zone. A loft pass by Jared Hall. And O'Hara brings it down. Touchdown. Wildcats makes the score 28-6.
And that's exactly what West Chicago needed. They needed to get on the board here in the first half, and they have with 4:40 remaining.
Mike Brown for the extra point.
Mike Brown for the extra point gets it up, and a really
and
nice
it's good.
Mike Brown. The Wildcats, a low line drive kick to the 14-yard line, where it's taken by Don Carlson. Carlson takes it past the 30 to the 35 and brought down finally at the 37-yard line.
Brings it back.
Mike Constantino with the run back. And he brings it to the 37-yard line where the Huskies will take over.
Once again, decent field position for the Huskies as they start out on the 37-yard line. You have to give credit to West Chicago for not giving up on that last drive. Had a couple of penalties called on each side of the ball. An 87-yard drive put West Chicago on the board.
And Greg Wunderlich does come out as quarterback for the Huskies. The give is up the middle. Looks like to Steve Sarm. And he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. Not sure if there's something wrong with Rob Sletty or if they just decided to go with Wunderlich. A little questionable coming off that touchdown from West Chicago. Still over a half to go. And Wildcats only down 21. We'll bring in the freshman quarterback here, Greg Wunderlich.
We saw Wunderlich warming up on the sidelines. There may be an injury, but I think it's just getting some time at the end of the half for the freshman quarterback who will be taking over at the end of this season for this team.
Wunderlich behind center. The give to Mike Constantino, sweeps it to the near side, pass to right tackle, and gets to the 41-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play.
And
that'll make it 3rd and 6 for the Huskies offense here with 3:44 and counting left in the first half of play.
Wunderlich, the 5'11" freshman, who is very tall for a quarterback, seems to have a tight spiral when he is throwing on the sideline. He has yet to air one up out there for the Huskies. Seems to be a lot of handing off, which you would really expect.
Kyle Morgan to the near side for the Huskies. Wunderlich will pass, finds his man. That's Corey McEwen on the near side, slips a tackle, past midfield, past the 40 to the 30, down the near side. McEwen forced out of bounds at the 26. Got a wonderful run after the catch for Corey McEwen.
A play that looked like it was going to go 5, maybe 6 yards, and Corey McEwen is able to turn it into a 30-yard run. Just a little couple fancy feet works, looked at the defender and just took off on the sideline. Nobody could catch him. Was forced out of bounds at the 26-yard line of the Wildcats, and once again the Huskies are threatening.
From the quarterback, Greg
Corey McEwen with an excellent run after the catch there. An on-target pass by Greg Wunderlich, and the Huskies again in business at the Wildcats' 26-yard line, 1st and 10. That's Corey McEwen in motion. Wunderlich back behind center, running the option, keeps it himself, brings it past the 25 football 2-yard line. The ball is on the ground, see who comes up with it.
Wunderlich lost it. Wunderlich not happy as he rips the sides of his chin guard off as he's walking off the field. He's getting hit on the shoulder pads on his way out. He got the ball stripped as he kept the ball. I don't believe that was the call. His head coach not happy at all with Greg Wunderlich as he's going to go have a seat on the bench.
It looked as if there was trouble from the very beginning of that play. An unsure option call, and he finally brought it down and decided to keep it himself, but looked like trouble from the beginning on that play for the Huskies, and it was, as Wunderlich had the ball stripped, put it on the ground, and West Chicago takes over at their own 21-yard line. Hall behind center, that's Barber in motion, the give to Barber. Sweeps it to the far side of the field, gets it past the 40-yard line, tripped up and falls past the 45-yard line.
Barber.
Forward motion takes it to the 46. That'll be a gain of 11 and a first down for the Wildcats. 3 minutes and 4 seconds left in the first half as the clock stops with the first down.
You can almost feel the momentum start to shift in this game. Wildcats score, get a turnover, and they're on the prowl again. 2:54 remaining here, as Scott said, in the first half. 28-7 in favor of the Huskies. Wildcats definitely with the momentum now.
Give again to Barber. He's stacked up in the line of scrimmage by the Huskies defensive line. No gain on the play, as Barber brought down at the 36-yard line. So the clock continues to run. The Wildcats have the ball 2nd and 10 from their own 26.
You're the Huskies, you go into halftime and you have a game plan of stop Barber. He seems to be what the Wildcats want to go with. Try to force him to air it up with Jared Hall. He is a junior quarterback for the Wildcats. His first year at varsity. They are 2-1. He has 2 victories under his belt.
Jared Hall back behind center, looking to pass now. Lost one to the near side for Zampano, but it's intercepted by the Huskies. Intercepted in the return past the 40-yard line to the 33-yard line. That's intercepted on the play. Number 8, Brian. Number 7, Brian Babruska, who's had an excellent year so far for the Huskies. A flag thrown on the play. Looks like it'll be a late hit on West Chicago. But the standout defensive play where the Huskies continues getting consistent. Great play from the linebackers, and Brian Babruska coming out from the secondary, having himself a wonderful year so far. Interception on that play near the end of the half and returned the ball about 30 yards almost. That will not be a penalty on West Chicago. It's actually against Naperville North.
It must have been a retaliation because we saw 2 players go flying down. I kind of took my eyes off of the play. One of them must have stood up and retaliated as the Huskies are moving backwards after that long run.
It seemed for sure it would have been a late hit against West Chicago as he was brought down very near the sidelines and some bodies flying in that area. But as you said, probably a retaliation of some sort. And the Huskies move back 15 yards from the end of the run. That'll push them back, but still in West Chicago territory. They will start 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 49-yard line with 2:05 left to play in the first half. We'll see who's out there for playing quarterback, and Rob Sleddy does come back on the field for the Huskies, so Greg Wunderlich, after the fumble, now sitting on the bench once again.
Well, that solves our question of the day, whether or not Sleddy was hurt or not. He just jumps right back in behind center to see if the Huskies can get a quick score here before the half is up.
Constantino in motion, the give is up the middle to Sarm. He'll get about 2.
Line of scrimmage, 46.
Up to about the 47-yard line.
Make it a gain of 2 for 2nd and 8. Nope, it's 2nd and 7.
2nd and 8 for the Huskies here. 1:46 on the clock as it continues to tick away. Kyle Morgan brings the play in from the sidelines.
An absolutely packed house on a gorgeous evening here in Naperville, Illinois.
2 wide receivers for the Huskies. Sarm in the backfield behind Sleddy. Back to pass is Sleddy. Looking over the middle, finds his man. That's Corey McEwen.
Number 9 with the reception.
And he catches the ball, brings it up to about the 40, a yard short of the first down.
To the 40-yard line. That's a 6-yard pickup.
6-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 1 for Naperville North.
Tacklers, 9.
North needs to pick up the first down right now if they plan on scoring again before the half's up. Just over a minute remaining here in the first half.
Mark Hopkins in on the tackle for West Chicago. The give to Sarm, takes it up the middle and moves the pile to the 35-yard line. Clock stops at 56 seconds to move the chains. And the Huskies will have 1st and 10 at the Wildcats 34-yard line.
And now you see the experience of Sleddy compared to Wunderlich. Sleddy's got the offense all in confidence right now.
Slutty back to pass again, looking to the near side, finds his man, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Get a number on that catch. That's number 8, Kyle Morgan, the 5'10", 165-pound senior wide receiver. A pickup of 4 on the play, actually giving 5 to the 29.
You see Peter Malaskis come over to make that tackle, the big linebacker, the senior linebacker and captain of the defense for the Wildcats. 2nd and 5 remaining. 48 seconds on the clock here in the first half. Wildcats seem to be threatening as they've moved in to the 29-yard line. I'm sorry, Scott, already have a 21-point lead, as you were saying.
Wildcats can make a statement here by stopping the Huskies. They will get the ball in the second half. Slutty back to pass once again. Finds his man over the middle. That's Mike Constantino. Down the near sidelines. He's into the end zone. Huskies. No one could catch him, and no one was in front of him as Constantino took the pass straight over the middle, and then he took it down the near sidelines all the way to the end zone for 6 more points. Naperville North now moves on top of West Chicago 34-7 with 41 seconds left here in the first half of play.
And Constantino's 2nd touchdown of the game. He opened the game off with that long touchdown run. This is his 2nd one. 34-7 right now, upcoming this extra point for the Huskies.
Kostakis in for the extra point, and he nails it.
And it's good.
We're ready for the kickoff here.
Nick Kostakis is in the kick. He wants to put this one deep into Wildcat territory.
3 men back deep for the Wildcats. Kostakis is a squib kick, and it will be caught in bounds by the Wildcats. That's number 39, Matt Triger. And he'll bring it up only a couple of yards to the 38-yard line of the Wildcats. West Chicago with only 38 seconds to play in this first half. We'll see if they'll be content to sit on the ball or they'll take a couple chances down the field.
Remember at halftime to stay tuned to WONC for the best in pure rock. At halftime, we're going to send it back to the studios. They're doing a great job today, fellas. We appreciate it. All the hard efforts, everyone here in the WONC sporting staff.
Hand off there to Corey Coleman down the near sidelines. Past the 50, breaks a couple tackles. He's at the 35, puts it back over the middle. 25, 20, 30.
Number 30 is loose, and he's in there.
Chicago, number 30, Corey Coleman, just escaped.
Number 30 with the touchdown for the Wildcats is Corey Coleman.
And no one was able to catch him.
That was a 71-yard run.
Jump at him, but neither could catch him by the ankles. And Corey Coleman puts West Chicago back in business, 35-13. The Huskies still on top, but
that's a 61-yard run by Corey Coleman.
61-yard gain there for the Wildcats as they've jumped right back in. The defensive coaches for the Huskies just irate down on the field. Can't believe that everybody missed those tackles. What a great job of Coleman just running and splitting and slicing all the way into the end zone.
Mike Brown for the extra point, and it's good.
So that makes the score 35-14.
And the Wildcats jump back up. Down by 21 points, though, 35-14.
Jim O'Hara with the kick down to about the 12, taken by the Huskies. He'll break a couple tackles up to the 35-yard line.
Back
That's
out
Mike
to the 36.
Constantino on the run back.
20
Give him a
seconds
run
to play.
back of
First down,
just
Huskies.
about 21 yards. So with 20 seconds left on the clock, the Naperville North offense once again will have possession. That will be Rob Slutty out there quarterbacking this club as they move into the half.
Boy, wow, what a touchdown though by Corey Coleman. Can't believe he just turned it on. The entire drive took him the length of the football field.
Kyle Morgan to the near side, Slutty back to pass, looking for Morgan. Finds his man at the 47-yard line.
Out of bounds to stop the clock.
Well, so he's not going to do what I said and kneel on the ball there as the completion goes to Kyle Morgan
and it's a first
on the
down
near
for the
sideline.
Huskies out to the
Right around the 50-yard line, actually the 46, 14 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Kyle Morgan with the catch brings it out to the 46-yard line. As John said, 14 seconds left in the first half. It will be 1st and 10 for the Huskies at their own 46-yard line. That's number 6, Jeff Powell, bringing the play in from the sidelines.
And we've seen him do that very occasionally. He'll run over the sideline, get the plays, and come back into the huddle.
So 3 wide receivers for the Huskies. Sarm, the lone setback behind Slutty. Slutty once again drops back to pass. Has some time now. Pressure put on by the Wildcats, and he will be not brought down. He gets the ball away just in time. Throws it to the near sidelines. No flag on the play, so everything seems okay. Slutty did a nice job of avoiding the sack there and getting the ball away. The Huskies try to call time out.
I don't understand why the clock didn't stop.
The Huskies
have a timeout.
that time out. The referee is telling the timekeeper to put
half ended.
And he was just as open. No one would have caught him down the near sidelines.
Now, I'm wondering if there is an injury on the field as we see the paramedics getting lowered in. I don't know if one of the West Chicago players are hurt.
We'll see if we can find out what that's all about. As Slutty ducks behind center, that will be a run up the middle to Steve Sarm, past the 40, past the 45.
Steve Sarm straight ahead. Time has run out in the first half.
Do it
with the Huskies on top, 35 to 14.
Would Jackson Young please report to the east gate for the homecoming court? Jackson Young.
Number 32, Nick Kostakis. He's kicking from his own 40-yard line. And Chicago 3 men back to return this kick. There's the kick. It's end over end short, very short. Bounced up in the air, taken now by Corey Coleman. He's able to shake a couple tackles, gets past the 25-yard line where he's taken down at the 26. In on the tackle for that play for the Huskies. It's, he just won't turn my way.
He won't.
I can't see his number. Looks like it's number 25. Brian Pry. Looks like he was in on the tackle there for the Huskies. So West Chicago takes over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line. 11:54 as the second half just underway here at Naperville North High School.
The kickoff actually went to Lon Batuk, and he wasn't able to hang on to it. Good heads-up play by Coleman to grab the football for the Wild.
Zampano on the near side, and wow, what a grab!
Diving grab.
Found over the middle. We hesitate.
Tony Zampano pulls it in.
To us, could not see if he might have scooped that one off the turf or caught it. Referees say he caught it. So Zampano takes it at the 43-yard line. Hooking up with quarterback Jared Hall, a southpaw, 6'2", 175 pounds. A 16-yard gain, and the Wildcats have the ball at their own 43, first and 10.
Full extension grab by Zampano. Fully laid out on the Superman position to make that grab. Came down with the ball in his hands, first and 10 for the Wildcats.
Zampano on the near side, Barber in motion. He takes the toss and brings it up about 5 yards. Forward motion takes him to the 48.
Barber.
And that's where you run into problems. You hit that wall and you say forward motion because he went 10 yards backwards after he hit that defensive line. And it looks like actually we may have a little injury as Greg Perry's limping off the field, number 4 for the Huskies.
Richard Davis comes in the game for the Huskies.
Looks like it's an ankle problem as he's limping off, favoring that right ankle of his. I'm sure he'll get taped up and will return to the field.
2nd and 6 for West Chicago at their own 47-yard line. A gain of 4 on that last toss to Morris Barber. Barber back in the backfield. Hall ducks under center, takes the snap. Looks like he's going to give it back to Barber, who goes up the middle and takes it close to a first down. Looks to be just a little bit short.
Straight ahead, that's Morris
so that'll make it
Barber.
3rd down and 1. But they do move the ball to Husky territory. They now have it at the 48-yard line.
5-yard pickup. It's 3rd and 1.
3rd down and 1 to go here as the Wildcats seem to be once again moving the ball, as you said. They definitely need to get a score here right off the bat, Scott. Need to establish themselves into this football game. You'll only be down by 2 scores rather than 3. And really, the Wildcats seem to be moving well as they're already into Husky territory.
The give on the sweep to Coleman, and
Number 30,
bring him down to the 50-yard line.
Coleman,
That'll be a loss of 2
to the 50-yard line. That's a 2-yard loss.
To the 50-yard line, where it will be 4th down and 3 now.
From the 50.
So they will be forced to punt this ball away, it appears.
Well, it looked like he tripped up on Luis Cordero, the offensive lineman. As he was blocking, his left foot came back and tripped up the run. They spoiled the plans there of the Wildcats.
They will punt the ball away. Derek Boersma in to punt for West Chicago. Looks like that's Don Carlson back deep for the Huskies. There's the snap, a little bit muffed by the punter. He does get it off. It's a short kick, and it will bounce, take a Wildcat bounce to the 26, and goes past the 25 towards down at the 21-yard line.
And now the Huskies get to take over again. Once again, Rob Saletti's going to step onto the field, the starting quarterback, and it's his turn to shine as he hustles himself into that. He got the play. He's hustling himself into the huddle.
A 29-yard punt on the play from Boersma. The Huskies take it 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line. That's Kyle Morgan to the near side. He's the receiver, McEwen in motion. He will take the hand. Drops a tackle past the 20, 25, 30. 2 Wildcat defenders on him, but can't get over.
Corey McEwen, number 9.
And that's a gain of, I'd say, about
McEwen into Wildcat territory at the 48-yard line.
Come up with. You think one man has it, you think the second man does. No, it's the third man, and he's running down the sideline before you know it hits you.
That's a 31-yard run by Corey McEwen.
Yes. It's Corey McEwen once again. He came in motion, going. The Huskies now moving left to right on your radio dial. And McEwen came in motion, took the handoff, brought it up 31 yards. The Huskies now at the Wildcat 48-yard line. Slutty back. McEwen again in motion. This time the handoff goes to Constantino, bringing it past the middle of the field, past the 40-yard line to the 35. He's brought down to the 34-yard line for West Chicago. That's Mark Hopkins. But not before a 14-yard gain by Mike Constantino, and you just don't know where it's going to come from on this Naperville North offense.
And this is what makes them #1 in the state right now, as stated from the Daily Herald. They have so many weapons. You don't know where the ball is going to end up. You don't know where it's coming from. You don't know if it's a pass or a run. And pass plays that come out looking like a run end up being a pass play, and you don't know how to defend this. As it looks like it could be a blitz here coming up from West Chicago.
Handoff there goes to Steve Sarma. He sweeps it past the left tackle, gains about 10. He's brought down at the 24-yard line. That will be enough for another Naperville North first down, called a gain of 11.
And I believe, Scott, that we have to give credit to the offensive linemen here at the Huskies, because they are the ones that are creating the holes, the ones that are creating the pass protection, and they are doing a fantastic job of stopping that rush defense from the Wildcats and opening the holes up for the running backs, as it is another first down for the Huskies as they are on the Wildcats 23-yard line. 8:40 remaining here in the third quarter of play. Thank you for joining us, John Ellison, Scott Bertram. Huskies on top of the Wildcats 35-14.
Marty Fernelli, the big guy in that offensive line for North. Slutty back to pass, finds his man Jeff Powell on the near sidelines. He's wrestled down at the 16-yard line. That's number 55, Roger Strike on the tackle for the Wildcats. But call it a gain of about 7. So 2nd and 3 shaping up for Naperville North from the Wildcats 15-yard line.
The line of scrimmage, the 15-yard
once again, you hear Powell's name be called. He's been the center of attention on a few plays here tonight.
2nd and 2.
Mike Roney to the far side of the field. That's Kyle Morgan on the near side. Back again is Slutty. Oh, wow. McEwen on the right side. Misdirection. He slips past the West Chicago defense into the end zone, untouched. So Corey McEwen gets 6 more for Naperville North. And the Huskies now lead 41-14 here in the third quarter of play.
Well, the original handoff came to the wide receiver, Kyle Morgan, who was the man in motion. And he actually did a reverse with Corey McEwen, who took it and ran to the far sideline. Little stutter step at the 2. Juked out his defender, walks into the end zone. Extra point upcoming here in Naperville North, once again in full control as we start the second half.
Mistake is with the extra point. It's
no good.
He hooked it. He hooked it. Scott Bertram, John Ellison with you here from Naperville North.
The husky is out on the track. No, I'm saying that. No, the dog has come out. It's not the poodle anymore.
You're right. That's a husky. Reverse on this run back. Give to Corey Coleman on the reverse. He brings it past the 25, 30, 35-yard line before he's finally brought down.
And runs it back nicely, Corey Coleman. He gets out to the 34-yard line.
Sidetrack. He got my attention. because we did see the dogs earlier, and none of them were Huskies. We now have a Husky here. The mascot has come out.
Have a Husky on the sidelines. He's now walking on the Husky logo.
What a picture that is, huh?
Yeah.
Corey Coleman with the run back there, brings it back to his own 34-yard line, so that's where the Wildcats will take over. And they're in a whole heap of trouble, trailing 41-14.
Two wide receivers of the Wildcats is Corey Coleman over the middle. Dragged down by 5 Husky defenders, led by number 3. That's Peter Huang in on the tackle. Call it a loss of 1, making it 2nd and 11 for West Chicago.
No gain, 2nd and
10 remaining here in the third quarter. Still plenty of time. Can't count the Wildcats out yet, but they have to have the big play. The big play, such as the 61-yard run from Corey Coleman at the end of the first half. A play equivalent to that would get them back into the game, but they still have a whole lot of work to do, Scott.
2 wide receivers, Tony Zampano to the near side. Make that 3 wide receivers. Hall back to pass. Jared Hall lofts it to the near side, looking for
intercepted. Number 7 with a leaping interception. That is Brian Babushka. First down, Huskies at the 39.
Stepping up in the secondary when the Huskies really need it.
Veruska with his second pick of the game, timed his jump perfectly, went up and caught it, and we now have another change.
It's Greg Wunderlich coming back into the game at quarterback for Naperville North.
Wunderlich just absolutely timed his jump perfectly, top of his leap, caught it, actually landed on his back. That's how high he went up to get that ball. And now the Huskies take over at their own 39-yard line.
Double wing for the Huskies. That's McEwen in motion. The ball goes to Constantino. That's brought down at his own 40. An excellent tackle by number 9, Mark Hopkins.
From behind by number 9.
We've been calling Mark Hopkins' name a lot tonight as well.
Line of scrimmage is the 40.
240-pound linebacker.
That's a gain of a yard at 2nd and 9.
Those 2 guys are returning starters this year, Malowskis and Mark Hopkins, and they're really going to have to carry this West Chicago defense throughout the season.
Well, we'll have to wait and see whether or not Greg Wunderlich will take that sneak again that he got the ball stripped on earlier. As it is right now, it looks like they're setting a running formation.
Sarm lines up behind Wunderlich. Wunderlich to pass here. Finds his man on the near sideline. That looks like it's McEwen. Gets it up to the 46-yard line. Becomes out of bounds.
And the tackler made
48 was the tackler. McEwen with the catch.
That'll make it's a 3rd and 5.
Taylor. The line of scrimmage is the 45.
Greg Wunderlich, a 5'11", 155-pound freshman quarterback.
Wunderlich now 2 for 3 on the passing game tonight.
Kyle Morgan checks into the game, brings the play from the sideline. Huskies. Once again, the Sarm up behind Wunderlich. Wunderlich back to the
31 is Steve Sarm.
3 West Chicago defensive players.
The tackler is 11. That is,
and you can tell that the frustrations on the Wildcat side are starting to take place. A little extracurricular activity, no flags.
That's a gain of a yard.
But you can see that the linemen and the DBs are really not happy on the West Chicago sidelines, as they are just getting really confused here. 4th and 4, and it looks as though they're going to go for it. Nothing else to lose here.
There's no quarterback on the field currently for Naperville North.
I guess they're going to punt now.
Is back to punt.
They lined up in a regular formation without a quarterback, and now finally they are back into punt formation.
And that is Steve Sarm?
Yeah, it looks like that is Steve Sarm kicking the ball away. A tight spiral down the near sideline.
He gets the spiral away.
Inside the 20. Right at the 17-yard line.
Well, let me repaint this picture. Naperville North lines up 4th and 4 with everybody except for the quarterback on the field.
But apparently
so Sarm steps back, rips his gloves off of his hands, so he catch and release the ball.
And so the ball will be at the 23-yard line.
Nice enough catch.
Oh, yeah. Got a little leg into that, and West Chicago's going to take over after a very friendly bounce on its own 23-yard line.
It was almost a little over a 30-yard kick, a 32-yard punt by Steve Sarm on that play.
It did have a 20-year-old roll to it, but it all counts the same.
Yeah, you take what you can get. Once again, Corey Coleman on the sweep to the near side of the field. bounces off a couple guys, breaks it.
Corey Coleman, once again, he loses tacklers and picks up a couple extra yards. He's out to the 32-yard line.
Actually calling it about a 9-yard gain. It will be second and a long one for the Wildcats on their own 32-yard line.
Corey Coleman, definitely a standout player here for the Wildcats this evening. He's been the go-to man pretty much all night long, except for the occasional toss to Tony Zappano.
Charles Cloutier checks into the game. The wide receiver will line up on the far side. It's Tony Zappano to the near side. Hall behind center, with Barber and Coleman in the backfield, as well as Schuler. To give there up the middle, won't get much. Looks like the ball is around.
42 the ball carrier.
The officials are going to call it.
Husky ball. 44 got it.
Number
44, David Joy.
On the carry. He put
down to 33.
Defense recovers. So once again, the Husky offense comes onto the field shortly after giving the ball up. Last time an interception by Brian Vavruska. This time a fumble picked up by the Naperville North defense. Greg Wunderlich back at quarterback for the Huskies.
Well, we may start to see some of the second stringers come in, as we already seen Wunderlich take over at the quarterback position for the Huskies, as they're up 41-14. Very costly error that time by the Wildcats.
Give to Steve Sarm, stringing it out to the far sideline, but brought down just past the line of scrimmage. He'll get almost 2 on the play, up to the 31-yard line.
Got hold of him
the first time we've seen 74. Adam Boyden. Wow, that's a tough name coming into the game there for the Huskies. As I said, we're going to see some second stringers. The Wildcats really definitely needed to get themselves on the board again. You couldn't. That fumble was very costly here at the end of the third quarter. Just over 3 minutes remaining. Huskies on the Wildcat 32-yard line, 2nd and 9 to go.
The cue in motion on the ground. Handoff to Steve Sarm, but the Huskies recover. Looks like Wunderlich will fall on the ball. Trying to hand the ball off to Sarm. He just didn't get it in his gut there, and the ball fell to the turf. Wunderlich jumped on top of it. So the Huskies retain possession, but it is now 3rd and 9 from the Wildcats' 32-yard line as Corey McEwen comes in from the sidelines with the play.
And this is where we get to see what the freshman rising star can do. He should air this one up and see what he can do. They're almost in field goal position.
Sarm lines up just behind Wunderlich, 2 wide receivers. There's the snap. Wunderlich will look to pass. He's under heavy pressure from the Wildcats, and he'll go down at the 38-yard line. Flag flies.
There's
Probably
a
face mask in the area of face masking. We'll see what comes up with that. But Wunderlich does go down. He's sacked back at his own 38. That is a face mask penalty on West Chicago. We'll see if it's of the 5 or 15-yard variety here in just a second.
It's a very costly penalty right when you have the quarterback sack. You don't need to bring him down by the face mask.
Looks like it will just be a repeat third down, so it'll be a 5-yard penalty.
32-yard line. Make it the 31.
Wasn't on purpose.
It's incidental 5-yard face masking penalty on West Chicago. Gives the Huskies new life here. They'll have the ball 3rd and 8 once again, with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the third quarter of play.
As we see the best job of the whole stadium take place. Back to the action, though.
2 wide receivers. Wunderlich back to pass once again, looking near side and well overshoots the intended target. He was looking for Corey McEwen on the near side. Would not have been enough for the first down anyway, but the ball does fall incomplete. So the Huskies now 4th and 8 from the Wildcat 31-yard line.
And that'll, as you said, 4th and 8, and you believe that the Huskies wouldn't go for it, but you know what? You may end up punting it too far and they come out to the 20. You're on the 31-yard line. I say go for it. You're up 41-14. It seems to be the call.
It certainly does appear that the Huskies are going for it. They do. Wunderlich in the game. Sarm lines up behind them. 2 wide receivers for the Huskies. Double wing formation. Wunderlich back to pass. That play will be blown dead. I imagine we might have a false start penalty here on Naperville North.
And that would knock them back another 5 yards.
Probably just enough to put them in punting position.
As the special teams crew comes sprinting out onto the field for the Huskies. And it looks as though they're going to punt. Now, if I'm the punter here for Naperville North, what I want to try to do, I want to try to angle it towards the corner. You don't want to kick it right down the middle because something could go wrong. You hit it to one side of the field. Pick your side, whichever way you want to go in the huddle. Kick it to that corner and send the whole crew over there. You're already on the 36-yard line. Knock it back another 10 yards. Be punting from the 46, 47-yard line. Gives plenty of field position.
Chris Cahill back to punt for the Huskies on the Wildcat 49. That's Zambano back to take the return. He does make it inside the 20. A wonderful punt there as it bounces at the 10. Bounds out of play at the 6-yard line.
Exactly what I said to Scott. I tell you, it's
amazing. Chris Cahill must have.
7-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 7. And this is where the blitz comes into play here for the Huskies.
Jared Hall behind center. The give is to Barber. Barber bounces up the middle past the 15, 20, 25. Before he's finally brought down at the 26.
Morris Barber.
Morris 19. With the carry and a gain of 19. Brings it up to the 26-yard line where it's 1st and 10 for West Chicago.
31.
2 wide receivers for West Chicago. That's number 6, Tony Zampano on the near side. Hall ducks behind center. Barber and Coleman in the backfield. That's a pass to the near side. Finds his man, Joe Klingberg.
Number 7.
Threw it a little bit behind him. Klingberg not able to hang on to it as the ball flies behind him.
He's going to have to stick with the game plan and see what your offense can do against a top-flight defense like Naperville North. Shotgun formation for Hall. Drops back to pass under pressure from the Huskies defense. He's got to roll out to the near side before he's finally brought down at the 26. Ball.
We've got a loose ball.
Uh-oh, it looks like there's a bunch of Huskies down at the bottom of the pile.
West Chicago will recover. Recovered by West Chicago on that play.
And it looks like the Wildcats
not be a sack
maintain possession.
Hall was able to scramble just past the line of scrimmage, which was the 26. Brought it out to about the 27-yard line.
97 made the tackle for the Huskies.
Chicago breaks the huddle with 3 wide receivers. As Hall ducks behind center, he takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking to the far side of the field. Wobbling pass, widely pass, but knocked away.
That's an incomplete pass.
Play by the Husky defender.
84 was out there. He was covered by number 7.
Carlson.
84.
And Brian Peruska once again in on that
It's
play.
Jim O'Hara and number.
Auto lines up for the punt.
Well, to go back what you said earlier, Scotty, it looked like he was taking lessons from McNown on that one.
Back deep for the punt, Derek Boersma. Takes the snap, a nice one, and gets a high punt. It won't be a long one, however. Bounces at the 50, takes a big West Chicago hop inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. That's where the Wildcats will down it, and the Huskies take possession at their own 37.
The end of the 3rd quarter.
And that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter with the Wildcats.
With you. Special thanks to Jared and Zach back in the studio helping us out. The Huskies have it 1st and 10 at their own 37. The handoff there into the Eric Smith into the game. Takes the handoff to the far side.
21 is now in there for the Huskies in the backfield, and that is Eric Smith.
By the ankles. Call it a gain of 4 yards
Smith
on
to
the
the
play.
41-yard line.
6 as the 4th quarter just underway here in Naperville.
Greg Wunderlich still the quarterback here for the Huskies. The backup little freshman.
Was 48.
Call him little. He's 5'11", and you get to the point in the game, Scott, where you really want the young ones to come in and really get the experience. Not to take anything away from Saletti. He's definitely the go-to quarterback, but why not let him rest when you're up by this much?
The handoff on the play.
Number 11 carries for the Huskies, and that is Pat Roach.
I want to say Pat Roach getting the carry
And
there.
Pat moves it out to the 46-yard line for a 5-yard pickup.
So a 5-yard gain on the play makes it 3rd and 1 from the 46-yard line for the Huskies.
A couple more substitutions as we see some more backups getting into the game. This is what you really love. The guys that are on varsity that really get some JV time. This is a game where you really get them in and they get the varsity experience, which you'll need when it comes to playoff time.
Ball on the 46 is Wunderlich ducks in their center. The handoff up the middle. That will be enough
32
for the first down. Ball carrier.
Straight ahead.
The place kicker on the
is
evening, Nick Kostakis. He gets past the first down marker at the 47. Brings it to the 48. Call it a 2-yard gain.
Enough for the first down.
As the Huskies have it 1st and 10, a fresh set of downs. And the clock keeps rolling here in the 4th quarter now. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left to play.
As they're nearing Wildcat territory, they've got the ball on their own 47-yard line. Another score is just crucial here. Will just put the final nails in the coffin against West Chicago. You can't take anything away from them. They have put 2 scores on the scoreboard against this tough Husky team.
Give up the middle is to Eric Smith, who gets very little.
Eric Smith.
No gain on the play. He's brought down at the line of sscrimmage. So 2nd and 10 is the down. Garrett Bova now in the backfield as well. 5'8", the 190-pound junior. He set up just behind Wunderlich in the backfield the last play.
His 3 substitutions for the Huskies check in with the plays as they come back to Wunderlich, give him what the coach wants. Just under 9.5 minutes here remaining in the game. Huskies in full control.
Castakis lines up behind Wunderlich in the backfield, the double wing formation. The give is to Castakis. He takes it past the 50-yard line.
Nick Castakis, there's a fumble.
And I think West Chicago's going to come down with that one. Let's see what the officials say.
And they do.
And it is Wildcat ball.
Nick Castakis took
Wildcat
and had a nice little gain for himself. Probably right around 7 yards, but he put the ball on the turf.
And recovery was made by 48, Dan Kaler.
Have it 1st and 10 there.
Maybe too little, too late. Huskies down by 27 points with 9:20 remaining in the game.
Backup quarterback enters the game for West Chicago. That's 5'9", 155-pound Chris Holguin. Chris Holguin. Number 2 now in the game for West Chicago.
And Bob Stone also with the theory, we're down by this many. Get the backup some playing time here.
Handoff there is to number 22, Mike
the ball carrier.
And he gets only a couple on the play. Gain of 2. Makes it 2nd and 8 from the 47-yard line.
The tacklers, 73, Dan Mayer, and 95,
Dan Mayer in the tackle
Rob
for
Rossi.
Naperville North.
The line of scrimmage is the 49.
Rolls under 9 minutes now in the 4th quarter.
3.
Well, this wasn't exactly what West Chicago was looking for coming into this game. They came in with a little bit of a roll. They won 2 games. That's even one more than they won all of last season when they went 1-8. They are 2-1, about to fall to 2-2. Naperville North will jump up to 4-0 at the end of this one, barring a miracle from West Chicago.
Joe Klingberg on the near side. He's the wide receiver. Now the quarterback Holdwin brings it himself past the 50, gets to the 1st down yardage and brings it past the 40 now. Brought down to 39.
Nifty Hogan, number 3.
So Holdwin on the quarterback keeper gets enough for the 1st down and a little bit more. Moves himself into Husky territory. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line for West Chicago.
Number 29.
Chris Hogan with a big number 2 on his back.
Line. That was a 10-yard pickup.
Same number that the former wide receiver, current wide receiver of North Central College, Jeff Krumloff, wore here.
Holguin ducks under center, takes the snap, the handoff there. He moves off left tackle, gets only about 2 yards before he's pushed back. That's new in the game.
40,
Scott
breaking
Cedar.
tackles again at Scott Sider.
8 minutes, 1 second remaining here in the game.
That's a 4-yard gain.
4 on the play make that. And it will be 2nd and 6 from the 35-yard line for the Wildcats. He was pushed out of bounds. The clock stops at 8:01.
It's tough when we're quicker than the scoreboards, guys. No offense. They're doing a wonderful job. They treat us well here in Naperville North. We're very grateful for the gracious host that we have up here.
Number 39 entering the game now, too. That's Matt Triger for West Chicago. And Holden will take it himself. Finds a man wide open downfield. That's number 5.
Open for that
Charles into the end zone. Touchdown, West Chicago. There wasn't anyone from Naperville North with the same zip code as Cloutier. And he took it easily into the end zone. Nice pass by Holguin. That makes the score a little more respectable. 41-20 now. Naperville North on top.
Wow. Missed mark. That's all I can say about that. Is Charles Cloutier was wide open running down the field. No flags or anything. Everybody was chasing after Hogan.
It looks as if the Huskies ran a bit hard on the play-action fake. That led Cloutier to be wide open down the near hash mark. And as I said, not a Husky defender in sight there. A nice pass by Holguin. And the Huskies, the Wildcats going for 2 here. Hogan will take it himself on the bootleg and will jump and get into the end zone. A two-point conversion for West Chicago makes the score 41-22.
Kick it off.
Jim O'Hara, the former soccer player, in for the kickoff. Low line drive to the 10-yard line, where it's taken by Naperville North, past the 20, making a couple of moves to the 25, and brought down at the 28-yard line. See who that was on the return in just a second. That's number 20, Sabir Hussein.
Nick Lampro.
And let me throw in a little side note here that was just given to me, Scott. Halftime of this football game between these two teams, they were able to raise $1,500 go towards the Red Cross to help all those people out in New York. Glad to know that even though we are getting entertained, we are helping out a better cause. And special thanks to all those contributors.
Wunderlich still in the game. He takes it himself on the quarterback keeper. Gets pushed past the 30-yard line, falling to the 32. So a gain of 4 yards on the play makes it 2nd and 6 for Naperville North at their own 32-yard line.
This game has definitely gotten a little bit slower. The momentum has slowed down significantly in the second half compared to the first half. Naperville North definitely has made a statement coming out, putting 28 points up in the first half. West Chicago has not given up, though. You have to credit the youngsters for not giving up. They are giving their all, giving 110%.
Wunderlich back behind center. Man in motion. The give is to number 21. He'll take it and try to string it out to the far sideline. It's up past the 35-yard line.
Eric Smith, the ball carrier, to the right side. Late flag comes out. Could be a late hit out of bounds.
No, it looks like West Chicago's cheering, so we'll see what the call is here. Eric Smith did have the ball on that carry, a 6-yard pickup.
And this is where you get mad as a coach, Scott. You don't need these insignificant penalties. You don't need to make these penalties at the end of the game. And you try to just to play sportsmanship and not retaliate in any of the antagonistic remarks being made.
That will be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Naperville North. Push them back 15 yards from the end of that run.
And so Naperville North will move backwards. Chalk up that one to experience. Naperville North probably won't make that mistake again in this ball game.
6:54 left to play in the game. The Huskies up 41-22 on West Chicago. That penalty pushes them back to the 21-yard line, which makes it 2nd and 18 for the Huskies.
It's 2nd and 18.
Number 42, that's Garrett Bova lining up behind Wunderlich. Double wing formation. That's Smith in motion. Give is to Bova, who doesn't get very far at all. He's brought down actually behind the line of scrimmage at just about the 19-yard line. That will actually be a gain, or excuse me, a loss of 2.
Mark Hopkins once again in on the tackle.
And we
number 9.
We missed a down in there somewhere, as it's now 4th down and 18.
Well, the unsportsmanlike conduct, there was a loss of down with that.
Correct.
And that's where that down goes. So it's 4th and 18. The special teams unit for the Huskies comes onto the field.
4th down.
They're going to punt it back to the arms of the backup quarterback, Chris Holguin.
Tony Zampano in at his own 44-yard line to take this kick. The snap bounces back, but the kick gets away. Bounces at the 40-yard line to about the 43-44-yard line, where it's down by the Huskies. But West Chicago will have field position inside Husky territory at the 46. And Chris Holguin, who was able to lead his team to a touchdown last possession, will again be the quarterback and see what kind of magic he can work here against the Husky defense.
Well, I was really impressed with Holguin coming in on his first possession, able to control the offense so well. Although it wasn't the most pretty pass he made to get the touchdown, it definitely was a pass that was caught, and that's all that matters. As the Wildcats get over in great field position, starting on the Huskies' 43-yard line.
Matt Schreiger, the guy in the backfield, he gets the carry. and brought down by about 7 Husky defenders at the 42-yard line. A gain of only 2 yards.
Second and 8.
Moves the ball to the 42, and 2nd and 8 is the down.
5:40 remaining in the ball game. Huskies still in full control, up by 19 points, 41-22.
And the clock keeps rolling here, now under 5.5 minutes to play in this game.
2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats from the Husky 41-yard line. Huskies really looking for a stop as they've got 5 men up in the line. 3 linebackers right in the middle. Watch for the all-out blitz.
Again, Matt Schreiger back behind Holguin. 2 wide receivers for West Chicago. Man in motion, Scott Sider. Holguin keeps it himself, evades the tackle, but he will be brought down, sacked by the Huskies. Back at the 47-yard line. Too many blue shirts in there to mention who got the sack.
Well, credit Holguin with staying up. 3 defensive players for the Huskies missed the sack. You have to wrap up and drop it. Look at the people piling out of here, Scott. Still 4:45 go, and the fans here have just counted the Wildcats out as they're just piling out of here.
Number 82, that's Brian Fuller, in on the tackle there for the Huskies. But as I said, about 5 blue shirts in the backfield there for Naperville North, so lots of people in on that play for the Husky defense. Now it's 3rd and 12 from the Husky 46-yard line for the Wildcats. Holguin under center. That is Triger just behind him, and Cedar in motion. Holguin takes it. He runs a bootleg to the far side of the field. Has some room. Back past the 35. He'll get the first down before he's brought down just before the 30-yard line.
It's a huge run for the young quarterback. The backup quarterback is looking like an all-star right now, running past the top defense in the league. Granted, not all of the starters are in the game for Naperville North. We have to mention that one, that it is a lot of the backups, a lot of the younger kids, most of them play on the junior varsity level that are in the game right now.
I was going to say, truth be told, many starters out for Naperville North, and this is what happened also against St. Charles. St. Charles able to rack up some late points against this Husky defense. That play blown dead, causing motion on the line from West Chicago.
That's definitely a good sign because the play seemed to continue, and it was Scott Schneider running on the far side who got dropped down behind the line of scrimmage, so they're happy that this play got blown dead, except it was a false start on the offense.
Line of scrimmage is
back
the
5 yards.
and it's 1st and 15.
Puts them at the 35-yard line, where West Chicago will have 1st and 15.
Well, they were all the way up to like the 26-yard line, and they're moving back now to the 35. Seem to be going in the wrong direction, Scott.
3.5 minutes left to play here in the game. Naperville North up on West Chicago 41-22. Scott Bertram, John Evelson with you here at the game. Next week, we will have for you Wheaton North and Naperville Central. That's September 21st, 7:30 kickoff for you here in the DVC Game of the Week on FM 89.
Yeah, also tune in tomorrow to WONC Sports, North Central College and Franklin College. That game starts at 6 o'clock as that run from West Chicago doesn't go anywhere.
Mike Newby on the carry for West Chicago gets only about 2 yards before he's stood up at a line of scrimmage past the line of scrimmage by the Husky defense, but he didn't get anything. Like you're saying, John, Franklin College at North Central College tomorrow will have all the action for you. 6 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. That's Saturday. More football for you here on your home for DVC Sports and North Central College football, FM 89. Holguin back to pass, fades it to the near sidelines where he finds his man in and out of the hands of Tony Reyes, the intended receiver. Was at about the 10-yard line, would have waltzed into the end zone, but the pass just went in and out of his hands. So now it will be 3rd and 12 from the Husky 32-yard line for the Wildcats. 2:38 left to play in the game.
John Blumenthal, the DB there for the Huskies, went up and actually distracted the play, and he went up for tried to get the pick, and that's the only reason that number 81, Tony Reyes, did not come down with the ball. It looked as though he had his sight of the football deflected or obstructed, I guess would be the right word.
Triger back behind Holguin, and the give he'll keep it. That's Holguin keeping it himself, bootlegging towards the near side of the field. Gets past the 30 to about the 24-yard line. He's knocked out of bounds there by the Naperville North defense. Will not have enough for the first down. He'll be about 5 yards short. Call it 4 yards short. So 4th and 4, a 9-yard pickup on that quarterback bootleg by Chris Holguin.
And Holguin has shown that he is a tough cookie to take down. He's not afraid to take a hit. He bounces right back up onto his feet. 4th and 4, and the Wildcats will go for it. And why not? With 2:30 remaining in the game, you kind of have to. Down by 19 points, Wildcats trying to spark a miracle.
Holguin ducks behind center. That is Triger behind him, also in the backfield, Scott Sider. Holguin takes it. He's running towards the far side. A nice block in the backfield. Holguin will bring it down and run it himself, but will be stopped short of the first down at the 22-yard line. So the West Chicago Wildcats turn the ball over on downs. And Naperville North takes over in solid control of this game with the lead 41-22. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter of this game.
And you can see the Huskies starting to celebrate on their near sideline. That was a great stand from the defense. Turns the ball back over to the offense of the Huskies, starting on their own 22-yard line. Look for a lot of running plays here just to run the clock out.
Give us to Kostakis. He'll bring it up about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. Make it at 2nd and 8. He'll get the 24-yard line as the clock continues to roll, nearing 2 minutes left in the game now. Wunderlich still in the game at quarterback. Kostakis is in the backfield for the Huskies. And 4 new players check into the game for Naperville North here, so lots of new faces and new names to look at.
I mean, you like to see that from the coaching staff. Get everybody involved. Really build your team unity when everybody gets to play on a Friday night.
Now it's Garrett Bova in behind Wunderlich with Eric Smith also back there. Wunderlich will keep it himself towards the near side. West Chicago gets to him. But Wunderlich fights his way forward and won't be sacked. He'll get past the line of scrimmage, gains about half a yard to the 25-yard line.
As they're now looking at 3rd and 7 with a $1:20 remaining on the clock. The Naperville North Huskies looking to move to 4-0 and will, it is safe to say, with 1:15 remaining, will be 4-0 on the year. And the Wildcats from West Chicago will fall to 2-2, back to 500. Which is really a step in the wrong direction from what they wanted to do tonight entering this ball game.
Anthony Marnell checks in for the first time tonight, wide receiver for Naperville North. Wunderlich under center, that's Smith in motion. The give is to Smith. He breaks a couple tackles into the open field, past the 40 to the 45, 50. He's brought down to the midfield.
Huskies busting loose is Eric Smith all the way out to the 50-yard line. That's a 25-yard
junior
run.
running back.
25-yard gain, another Husky first down as we are under a minute to go. 47 seconds left as the clock stops for the chains to move. Ball on the 50-yard line, and that was the final nail in the coffin right there, Scott.
Naperville North now able to kneel on the ball, and they'll just run the last seconds off this clock here. Wunderlich behind center. He takes a knee. 30 seconds left on the clock. I'm not sure if they'll have to run another play here.
I believe they will. One more play, this game will be over.
One more play to run for Naperville North, but they will win this game. Move to 4-0 on the season, 2-0 in conference play. On the other hand, West Chicago, whose season began so encouragingly with 2 non-conference wins, will drop their first 2 games in the DBC.
Against the West Chicago Wildcats.